Good morning and welcome to the Treehouse. This is Cag with your View from Above reading for Friday, August 23rd. So this morning we're going to use the Radiant Wise deck and do the what would be helpful to know, what would be helpful to think, and what would be helpful to do on Friday for the last day of the week and with anticipation of the weekend coming up. So yesterday we were talking about what you were building and talked a little bit about the active and passive energies of the cards and the fact that they aren't gendered. And I did do a video in the Let Me Explain playlist, a little bit more about that and something about the aces as well. And so if you're interested, go look there for an explanation, an attempt, like Winnie the Pooh, in which I try to explain the energies of the cards as well as the aces. So I deeply shuffled the Radiant Wise before we got started, and so I'm going to lay this out. This is what we need to know. And clarifiers. This is what would be helpful to think. And this is what would be helpful for us to do today. And I'm always running off here to the side a little bit. Just rearrange those a bit. And Merriweather, of course. Of course. Okay, so here's what would be helpful to know today. So we are talking about a relationship. And one of the things I love about this cards are her red shoes. Again, a stage card, right? This is the stage set behind them. And so there is a role that you are taking in a relationship. And so as we talk about this, to be thoughtful about the fact that you are either receiving or giving, or that if that doesn't really resonate well, is the relationship that you are in satisfactory enough? Are you willing to just give? Because you can see that the more active person on this card is reaching to take this person's cup, but she's not asking for his yet, but it looks like they are about to do an exchange. So for what that's worth, what we need to be thinking about today is the Six of Wands, which is for some people a card of success. It certainly is. This fellow is being lauded by the people in the parade. He's in the parade. Maybe he's leading the parade. But he is riding on the backs of other people. This is a costume. That is our mummer's horse from the English parade vocabulary. And there are two people underneath. They're carrying him. And so you are being supported by others as you are leading this parade for success, perhaps. And so as you think about whatever it is that's going on here, you want to exude the confidence that these people have placed in you to put you on top of this horse. But have to remember that you didn't get there by yourself. You are not on top of this structure on your own. You are being lifted by these two people underneath. And so the caution always in this card is, yes, you are successful, but you have to remember that it does not work for you to be successful at the cost of somebody else. So little caution there. The Do card for the weekend. Oh, we're back to that building card again. How interesting. Different deck from yesterday. But there is our underneath structure, our foundation. And that has to do with what we are doing today. Whatever we're doing, we are working on the foundation of what's going on in our life. So these cards may be related to each other, may be related to yesterday, and may be totally different, but we'll see how that works out. So let's look more deeply at here's what you need to know in this relationship card. And we've got our King of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. The King of Pentacles is the fellow who is in charge of all the resources. He is the richest king. And perhaps in this relationship, you are talking to somebody. This might be somebody else. Usually we talk about this being part of us. But in this case, this may actually be somebody else. especially when we're talking about a relationship here. So it could be you in this relationship doing the giving and or you receiving from somebody. Hard to know. But this is the guy that's got everything, and he makes the decisions about those resources. The Ace of Swords is a decision, a judgment, something new that has come up. It has the capacity of success here. That's why the crown is on the top of the sword. But it is about clarity. It's about logic. It's about, yep, we're going to make this decision. And so perhaps it is a decision to enter into some relationship, either as a benefactor or as taking out a loan or getting involved with somebody who has more power, or maybe you are the one with more power, but that's kind of the energy here. So if this is the no, this is what you need to know. So perhaps that is something that will happen over the weekend if it hasn't happened yet. Yeah, there's a decision here. So in the thinking part is about success. And maybe it is about this project or this relationship or this endeavor that you are getting involved in with somebody. It's about thinking about how successful this will be. And again, I just want to remind you, not at the expense of others is a good place to make your success. Right? You don't want others to pay for your success in an unhealthy way. And we have, again, the World. That card was there yesterday as well. The World is the end of a cycle. And if this is a card of success, that's excellent. That's excellent. And we have the Nine of Cups, which is the Wish card. The Wish card comes just before the Ten of Cups, which is the Rainbow card. So this guy, he's got it all planned out. He wants to show you what it is that he expects to be able to do, because you can see these 9 cups are arranged like a rainbow, and they really indicate that the next step from this place is that rainbow card. So we've got success, we've got the end of the circle, and we've got, or of a cycle, and we've got the Wish card, which bodes really well. This is about thinking about what you need to be thinking about. How do you end the cycle? And how do you move this wish ahead and the success of this endeavor? Here is the Building card. So let's look at the clarifiers for the do. And the Foundation card is clarified by the Emperor. Interesting. And also the Five of Wands, which I think of as the Chaos card. When you're building something, right, it all looks like, oh my gosh, this is such a mess. This is such a mess. They're not really hurting each other. They're trying to figure out how to put this together. And that really does clarify any kind of foundational building that you're doing. There's always going to be some chaos. There's going to be delays. There's going to be all kinds of stuff that keeps you from getting where you're going. But the Emperor is the last word on structure. When he says, this is what we're doing, then that is what we're doing. So that is the card of ultimate control over this situation of the do aspects. Now, this is you. If this is you, you have ultimate control. The downside of the card is that you can't be too controlling. And that may be causing some of the chaos here, that you have to be a little less rigid in order for this chaos to come to some kind of a structure. So be wary of that in your do over the weekend. So let's just back up and think about thinking. The Success card, what you're thinking about is the end of the cycle and the wish that you have. And that may be related to what it is that you're building here. And as I think about this, if you are a partnered person, right, you are involved in a relationship as you are building whatever this is, and you want it to be successful. And so there's give and take. So as we think about what you need to know as you are finishing up a project, right, it is very helpful to be considered about who else is involved in this project with you and what is best for both of you as you think about this. The King of Pentacles is a nurturing king, right? He is like the farmer. He knows how to build great wealth. In fact, he looks a little overwhelmed by how abundant his fields are. So if this is you, consider that. How do you bring your knowledge of bringing abundance into a relationship to make sure that both parties have everything that they need? And you may need to cut away some of the things that are strangling him. Doesn't he look like he's kind of strangling? He's kind of drowning and all that stuff. So you may need to cut away some of that, maybe that desire that you have in order to make this a more balanced weekend project, if it's a weekend project. Wow, so those cards are pretty related. So let's count them up here. We've got 2 wands, we have 1 sword, we have 2 cups, and we have 2 pentacles. We've got an ace, a 2, a 3, 5, 6, 9, a king, and 2 major arcana. So this is a fairly significant reading. It does seem that whatever you are building needs to best be done with a sense of equality, not over control, and making some clear and logical decisions about what it is that you want. And remembering that you didn't do this on your own as you come to the end of this cycle. So Meriwether tells us to use our intuition, especially in this place, right? We have a tendency to want what we want, and that really can bite us on the backside if we aren't thoughtful about the other people who are being influenced by what this decision is. And you have access to your inner wisdom and knowledge if you can just calm yourself enough to listen to your higher self about what would be the best thing to do and how to go about it. So this feels very successful to me, whatever this project is, with the caveat that as long as you can drop down into your own inner knowing about not only what is best for you, but what is best for everybody involved in this situation, this would be very successful. So that is what I have for you today, August 23rd, Friday. Remember that this is for the collective, so take what resonates, leave the rest. And if this video was helpful to you, please like, share, and subscribe. And a gentle reminder to check my Let Me Explain playlist about the energies of the cards. And I will invite you back again tomorrow for another View from Above reading here at the Treehouse. Blessings.